Panelists said we are going to be talking with some of the hottest young producers around town. You guys know their songs, you dance to their songs, we love their music, and we want to hear more about how it is that they got into the profession of being super producers. We've got 3 of them that you guys know, and they're coming to the stage next. Maybe the DJ can be playing some of their tracks as they make their way in, but everyone in the audience here, I want you guys to make some noise for our super producers. Are they here? Yes, they are here. All right, let's start with this one. You know, make some noise for Naiboy.
Take it down low, take it down. Ati, take it down. Try to take it down. Take it. Ati, Basi, Ati.
Yes, give it up for Naiboy in the building. We've got more producers coming our way. Next up from Everlast. He's a producer, he's a singer, he's a dancer, and he's here with us on 10 over 10. Make some noise for MC Jegede.
Baby, let me give it to you. Wagwan.
Karibu, have a seat. And last but not least, our final panelist here joining us of super producers. Make some noise for Jack on the beat. Thank you, DJ. All right, panel, thanks for being here. So you guys are being called like the crop of, producers who are making the hits right now. Zinukienda club, ngoma zenu ndo zinasikika. Before we talk about what it takes to be a super producer, I want to just hear how it is that you all got started. Some of you are artists in addition to being producers. So we'll just start from Naiboy and go down the line. Tuambie, how did you get into producing music?
I started Kitambo as an artist, and then the lack of money to go produce my music is what turned me into a producer. So I got the softwares, nika set up the studio kwa bedroom, and turned into a producer from that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did it yourself, self-made.
Yeah.
All right, Jack?
Wangapi ni Waislands hapa? Originally, my name is Jack on the beat, but my real name is Jackson Maina. Na nilianzia home, just like any other person. And my main motivation ilikuwa YouTube. Watu kuwaga sana wanapuza YouTube, but you can earn a lot from YouTube.
So that's where you learned your skills.
10 over 10, Tidim! 10 over 10, Yalala! Na tuko tu, paso kwani?
Anyway, my name is MC Jege, aka Jegede, super dancer, super producer. Everything about me is super. I'm super handsome and my opinion counts. Anyway, I was introduced to production by my cousin. Yeah, he's called Professor Ishuya. He's a comedian. He's the one who introduced me to production when I was in Busia. Yeah, the rest ni YouTube tu kama kawaida.
The rest ni YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube is there.
I like that because there's a lot of people watching who don't have access to, when we talk about music production, of course, kuna wale wameenda shule and all those types of technical training, but these days just getting on the internet, you can learn a lot of skills. However, becoming a producer and becoming a super producer are two different things. Actually making a hit. So what goes into that? And you, when you usikiza unasema hii itakuwa hit, kama ni artist anakujanga na kuambia this feels like it's going to be a hit, like when you're producing, what formula do you use to determine which is going to be like the biggest song of the moment? Anyone can go.
Me, I think kwanza on my side, I think it's energy. Like I can tell from the energy even in the crowd right now, inanipatia hiyo drive to know whether naweza make a good song. So for me, it's energy.
Do you test it with your friends or your people, or maybe you play it in a club and see how people respond to that track and feel like this is what I need to work on, or this is going to be a hit? Who do you test it with?
Actually, it is for the fans to decide. You might have a good instrumental. Unasema hii ndio ngoma, sasa hii najua nikitoa hii itakuwa ni noma sana. Ukitoa ngoma hivi mafans wanaangalia hivi wanasema this is a shoddy work. Yeah, so even when I made goody beats, sikuwa nimefikiria ita hit. You get it? But from people like Nightboy wakisikia beat wanasema hey, hii beat, and I'm like hii beat nimeunda tu kama you know like any other beats. So ni mafans wakisikia ngoma ikiwa bamba hao ndio wanaamua.
How about you when you're working?
I think for me it's different because I've been doing it for a very long time, and I believe music is just like maths. 1 + 1 is 2. So lazima ujue the market, what's really cutting in the market. If the tempo is 110, nini 110 ama 108 ama 105, give them 105. So guaranteed when the DJ plays it after 105 beat that it may hit, definitely they'll be dancing. So if you have a catchy thing that's going with that beat, wataishika. So it's a formula that I think I've learned in the game for the long time I've been in. And me, I know, kama ni kali, it's for work. It was not meant to work. But kama ni kali, we know it's fine.
I don't know if you guys agree with this, but kuna ngoma unasikianga enough times that you start liking it. Like in the beginning, ulikuwa like, what is this
Yes,
song?
that's very true.
But you hear it played enough times, and how does that work? How does that work in the psyche of the guys who go out and the guys who listen to music? What is it about that repetition?
Of course. I think basically just goes with repetition. Basically, if something is repeated to you over and over again, at some point you find yourself just
same thing within the song, right? If there's a catchy hook,
there's just something that comes over and over again, repetition, and you find that you're finding yourself in it, and maybe at first you didn't like it, but because of being drummed all that, it's like an advert. Sometimes the adverts we say no, but we end up liking at the end.
Like something that's crazy, you can hear a song, you've never paid attention to that song, but it's been playing in your house. Then after a club, when it plays, you sing along. You're like, "Ay, when you know this song." That's the same thing. When it's repetitive, inaingia kwa saiki yako pole pole, and don't even know it. Yeah.
So what happens when the song doesn't hit? My DJ hataki kuicheza. It's average, and your last song maybe ilikuwa hit kubwa. So you're feeling like what's going wrong here?
That is very simple. You just go back to the drawing board. Yeah. Una take your time.
DJ?
You just take your time. Just take your time. Go back, research, fanya nini, angalia. See, just look for something that can relate to the fans. Yeah. Utawahi. Yeah.
Okay, tell us about your studio process and what it's like to come up with a hit song. How long does it take? When do you get the artist in the studio, as in your process?
Like for me, like when I was doing Problem, I called him. I remember I called him, Kawambia, a good sample for me, this type of instrumental. The next day I was in the studio, we were recording, and that was it.
Hivyo tu.
Hivyo tu. So people say ati, oh, hit song lazima ukalie, 6 months, pelekea DJ asikie, pelekea nani asikie. When it's fire, it's definitely fire.
Water sand.
Kuna kiumpia kama ni wani.
Okay. Like basically, I'm sure not very many people know Bazokizo was only recorded in 40 minutes.
In 40 minutes?
The whole song, 40 minutes.
Wow.
So it doesn't take a lot. All he just needs is good energy, good vibe in the studio,
and also passion. Yeah, you need to be passionate with what you do. Ukifanya ngoma because you want to get money, that's when you'll get shoddy work. But if you love what you do, like when you're doing a beat, unafanya beat tu unapenda, that's when you get a hit. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about money since you brought that up. Producers unajua na kulianga hiyo beat. But is there a board regulating those things in Kenya, making sure that you get your royalties for, especially you guys making the songs that are played so often, you know, on radio and in clubs? How do you get your money?
Yeah, we get it from camp. Kuna systems that really support us in that department. But overall, kuna issues that have been there, but there's a system that's helping us as the producers.
Do artists to complain sana of not getting royalties in Kenya?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that are played in mats or whatever it is. But for producers, it's a different...
You know, for producers, you can also sign split sheets. Yeah? You produce
Tell
a
us
song.
what that means.
Split sheet is when an artist and a producer agree. Like when I produce a song, I'll get like a certain percentage, maybe 30%, and the artist will take 70%. So, hizo royalties kikam, kama ni 100,000, 30,000 ni zangu. Yeah, that's how we tunapata pesa. Ama namna gani?
Yeah. And this is something that you can do in Kenya as a young person solely and say, I'm a producer and this is my hustle.
Yeah, you see, most of the time people think producers need just making tracks. Like you can be a composer, do soundtracks, do adverts. So being a producer is very
wide.
Yeah.
You can even write. Most of the producers here they really contribute a lot in the hit songs. Yeah. So unaweza pata producer aimbi, but like 80% of that song, the words imetoka kwa producer. You get it?
I know we played a couple of your tracks when you guys were coming in. Maybe you can tell us some of the other artists that you've worked with, some of the big songs that you've produced as well, for those watching who might not be familiar with all of your. Tumesikia tu Jack on the beat, but tell us some of the artists you've worked with.
I've worked with King Kaka. I've worked with. I'm working with Waire. I've worked with Naiboy. I'm working with Jege as well. A lot of other artists. I'm working with Sage as well. A lot is coming.
How about you?
I've worked with Naiboy.
Everyone has worked with Naiboy.
Yeye ndiye amenileta kwa hii game, by the way. He's the one, when he listened to my beats, alisema, you guy, you're joking. Unacheza na pesa. I've worked with Everlast. I've worked with Jegede. Yeah. And najiproduzia mimi mwenyewe, you get it. And kuna pia vitu poa zinakam.
Okay.
From Willie Paul, Christoph, just to name a few.
Finally, to someone who's starting off in the game like you were doing many years ago and is hoping to produce that next club banger, so he can be recognized with you guys as one of the new cats in the game who are making the hits.
First is Mwambia, if you're a producer, it's not about you. It's always about the artist. Ni kama kinyozi. it's never about the baba. Ni venye atakunyoa ukaifiti ndio yatasifiwa. So producer lazima kuna hiyo kitu in the mind. When you're building an artist, akishine, then it all comes back to you. So lazima make sure the artist ana shine, the track is nice, everything is mastered correctly for him to shine. So that, yeah. But unapata most of the time producer anataka endi ya shine, make nini, the artist anasema mimi nataka dancehall, yana make hip hop, ama the other way around. Yeah, so you have to listen to the artist, give your advice, because pia artist lazima kuwe ready kusikiza advice ya producer, because producer pia anajua what anadu, especially kama they've been there and they've made hits. So artist pia lazima kuwe able kusikiza what the producer is saying, but producer lazima ajue his work is to make the artist
shine. Final comments?
Yeah, I think basically everyone knows Rome wasn't built in one day. Kwa hivyo mtu asifikirie uta pick up software leo and then kesho ukuwe ndio producer mkubwa around. It has to take a lot. Like for me, I know it's taken almost 10 years for me to get at least to this point. You know, so patience is a very, very key virtue for anyone who's out there and wants to be a producer. So hiyo ni kitu moja mtu anafaa kuwa nayo. Like, don't think it happen to kesho. Just be key and persistence. Just be persistent. Next thing, big things will happen. Utajipata faa.
Final comments?
Yeah, vile Jack amesema patience and also passion. Yeah. Like for me, it took me like 3 years to find my sound. Yeah. So lazima tu uvumilie manze. Useleba ikujange tu hivi hivi.
Pole pole.
Yeah, ni pole pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say.
And one last thing, as a producer, pia lazima uombe.
Very important. Yeah.
Lazima uombe.
Lazima upige magoti, Mungu akubless.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to say thank you all for coming and for making the hits, most importantly. This show, we have a lot of fun here on 10 over 10, and it's mostly songs that you guys have produced that we're normally listening to.
Yeah.
So asanteni sana. Give it up again for our super producers on 10 over 10 for making the hits.
Na pesa sitaki msoto, huwezi nikutakatiwa kama si moto, niko pale nyuma niko na mtoto moto.
Nana, see what I'm talking about. We've got more 10 over 10 coming up. Willis Raburu is standing by with some of the trending topics of the week, so we're going to check that out, and we'll be back with more.